hour. And let them fix it in.
Then they want to hire somebody. That'll be fair game to hire who they won't hire. Ma'am? Okay, yes, ma'am, sorry.
That's my take. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, we are out of executive session and no board action was taken. So we will go ahead and proceed with our agenda. We are moving to number 6, which is personnel. All board members should have a personnel action sheet. We will begin with retirement, resignation, and leave, which is A. You should have a total of 13. No.
Oh, okay.
So it's retirements, resignations, and leave requests. Yes. So we will do all of those together. That's 6A. Can I have a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendations?
Second.
And Ms. Sullivan seconded the motion. Is there any discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Okay, that's unanimous, so that passes. We will move to B, which is new hire. You should have 1. Can I get a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation?
So moved.
Chris Smith made a motion.
Second.
Ms. Patterson made a second. Is there any discussion?
So if there's a motion made, I'm gonna make a motion that we table the new hire.
I'll second.
Okay, so Mr. Jackson made a motion to table the new hire and Ms. Price made a motion, made a second. Okay. All right, so we have a motion to table, we have a second. All those in favor to table the new hire at this time?
Wait, what happened to the original motion? He's making a subsidiary motion, so go ahead and try to table his current motion.
And then
So
go
that
back.
motion sits. Yes.
Okay, so all of those in favor of tabling the new hire at this time?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All those opposed? Okay. That is 6-1, so that passes, so that motion has been tabled. Let's see, we will move to 6B, which is technology specialist job description. Superintendent recommends approval of the following job descriptions. Board members, you should have that in your packet. Can I get a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation?
So move.
Okay, Ms. Sullivan made a motion.
Second.
Ms. Price, okay. Is there any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that's unanimous. We're gonna move to 6D, which is non-renewal. All board members should have a non-renewal list. Superintendent recommends approval of non-renewals. Can I get a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation?
So moved.
Mr. Smith made a motion. Second. Okay, Ms. Patterson seconded the motion. Is there any discussion?
I ask this every year. Is everybody on the list that has been with us less than 3 years classified and certified?
No, ma'am, they will not be this year.
You don't think we need to look into it since
No, ma'am.
everything has happened and with
we-
funding, we don't
we-
know what we're getting
we will look-
yet?
we will look at it next month if we need to, but right now, there's no recommendation for non-renewal of all non-tenured employees.
So we don't have our unit list yet. We don't know how much the funding is gonna be distributed to us or anything yet. And we're just gonna pick and choose a partial list right now.
Yes, ma'am. We're now below our unit allocation now, so I feel confident we'll have the money coming from the state to take care of these.
So are you saying that we've got our unit allocation list?
No, ma'am. I said we will be below the unit allocation that we currently have, the preliminary numbers.
Any more discussion?
I recuse myself.
Ms. McKinney, did you? Okay. Does anybody else have anything? Discussion, comments? Okay. Can I get a motion? We were in that. So all those in favor, for the superintendent's recommendation?
Aye.
Okay.
No.
All those opposed?
No.
Okay. So, no, we have, yeah, we did, but I'm not sure, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith,
Yeah, I voted yes.
okay. So that was 4-3, so that passes.
4-2.
Oh, we had a recusal, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I voted no.
Yes, and we had one recusal, Ms. Sullivan.
Okay.
Okay, so that one passes. We're gonna move to the consent agenda. Superintendent recommends approval of the consent agenda A through C. Can I get a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
And Mr. Smith, thanks, second, okay? Is there any discussion on consent agenda?
Well, one question, why are we having summer school if we can't retain anybody?
That is not an official position, Ms. Price. So students are still falling under our grading policy.
But if we're not back in normal working terms, we won't have summer school?
That's a whole nother question. You just asked, well, if we're not gonna fail anybody, why would we have summer school? And I said, the policy is still in place for pass and fail. So if we're not in school, we're not released by the health department, we will not have summer school. But we have to go ahead and get it approved so we can make tentative plans for it.
The only other question I did notice on this power school, that it's gonna come from general funds now instead of technology. Is there a reason for that?
Yes, that's how it's budgeted.
Why did we change it? Does anybody know?
CSFO corrected it that way, so. Which technology funds come out of the general fund anyway, so I guess it really matters. And this power school invoice is for the registration software, when school starts. Am I correct on that?
You may have anything else? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous. The consent agenda passes. We're gonna move to number 8, which is the after-school program. CES, it says superintendent recommends approval of the after-school program. Can I get a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation?
So moved.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I would like to know, is this the grant that we're writing for and who's writing it? Or is?
It would be the collaboration that's been going on between Cotton Elementary School and the YMCA for the last 3 years to continue that.
Okay, is that a 501c3?
You talking about the school?
The collaboration.
Ms. Thurkill, could you elaborate on the after-school program? Ms. Price was asking a question.
We're requesting to continue the program as it is operating now, as a joint after-school program between our school and the YMCA. We also, is the other part, Mr. Griffin, do they have both of those requests?
Yes, ma'am.
One request is that, the other is request for permission to apply for grant funding again, because it is expiring in September, on September 30th.
Okay, I understand that, but I have asked the whole 3 years this grant has been run. When you look at 21st Century Grant, that grant is not awarded to the Chilton County Board of Education in any form, fashion, or way. It is awarded to the YMCA.
Now, it was filed as a joint application. It's listed on the application as a joint application. The YMCA is the fiscal agent in the partnership, but yes, it was applied for as a partnership, it's a joint
But if
application.
they are the fiscal agent, doesn't your bookkeeper handle all the money?
She's not as a school bookkeeper, she's hired by the Chilton County Children's Club.
But she doesn't
separately.
at school.
No, not during school hours.
So when I came on board, Ms. Price asked me about this, I contacted the state about the 21st Century Grant, and I asked them if we were in compliance. They assured me that they monitored that on a continual basis, that we were in compliance in all forms and fashions.
So we can monitor it every year at mid-year point and end-of-year point. So what is the question about non-compliance?
I haven't had a question about non-compliance. That's the superintendent. I just had a question that I would like to see the books. I mean, when I read that 21st Century Grant online, and I look, when it's awarded to a school and a YMCA or something, both of them are listed.
They're both listed.
No, ma'am, no, ma'am. Pull up the state, and the Chilton County Board of Education is nowhere near it. And here's my other problem. If we are together and as a team, I have taken this to the auditors too, and the auditors said they cannot check it because the Chilton County Board of Education has no authority over it. So every year it's brought here to me that we're enjoying. But those children, when I read that grant, are supposed to be able to go for free. When I have had several phone calls that folks cannot pay for it and they've got kicked out of the program. Now they go for free, but yet we're charging, and we can't see any of the money, and it's held on our campus, it's held on our electricity.
Mr. Thurkill, can you ask that about the payment? I know we beat this to death. They don't.
First of all, let me back up and say, I brought you our grant, and you remember that binder that I brought you, and it was our grant, and it lists on there the joint application, which I'll be glad to provide to every one of you. It may not, I don't know what you're looking at online, but the application itself was filed jointly, and both agencies are listed. The reason your auditors cannot check it is because the YMCA is the fiscal agent. The Chilton County Board of Education is not.
You're
And
right.
that was, that was recommended by the CSFO. I don't remember which one, to be honest, there's been so many. But they recommended that it not run through the Chilton County Board of Education. So we followed that recommendation. I assure you, we are monitored closer than probably anything you're associated with. And I'll be glad to give you everything.
And I'm not saying you're not monitored, Ms. Thurkill. That is not my whole problem. My whole problem is here, when you go online and you pull up 21st Century Grants, your name's not even on it. Ms. Patterson is the only one that signed that grant.
You're incorrect. I can provide it for you.
I will print it out and provide it to you too.
Well,
But I have a
you can't
big problem with
You
it.
can't go online and read people's grants. You may can see an application.
You can see the proposal.
You may can see the
Yeah.
proposal, you may can see the fiscal agent, but I wrote it. I know what.
Oh, I'm sure you wrote it.
So, and I guarantee you, it has every signature on it that's supposed to be on
Well, here, let me just share with you some of my concerns
it.
from.
Well, may I answer one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Every child child that applies to come to that program is allowed to come. We have never put a child out of that program for not being able to pay. So whoever's telling you that's lying to you.
I have a very close personal friend whose children, she got a phone call, and I can give you your employee's name who told her this. That if her children came back the next week, since she had not paid, she could find her children on the sidewalk.
Oh, I would like.
And I will give you her name.
Oh, please do.
And even she received a letter telling her that her children could not come to that program because since they had stopped paying. These people went into bankruptcy. It was
Was this,
beyond their control.
what period of time was this? Recently or
Last year.
in the period that we didn't have the grant?
No, you had a grant. Yes, because I think I had asked Ms. Patterson about it, about the scholarships or the,
Right.
I don't know what you call them, scholarships? Okay. And I knew you told me that, and I told my friend, you need to contact Mindset or Clinton, you need to fight for your child to get back in this program. Now, she did not, because she was treated very ugly. So she did not push the issue.
Well, I will say, I want that name, because
Okay.
I have never been contacted by a parent
Okay.
with that reference.
And then my other concern is,
That's
Um,
concerning.
why do we not go to Urbana and Mapleville?
We have offered it to Urbana and Mays.
Yeah, there's
Because
not.
I've had parents call me from those two schools. I mean, I'm just sharing with you. I'm sharing with you. I just want to, if you call me.
We've offered it to everybody. I've said we'll provide a bus.
Well, this is what I get told when a parent calls me. I get told, well, they told us that they told me my children's not participating in the program because that a school has to have 10 or more, participating in an after care program before they'll get into the bus.
Well, and that is true. We did make that statement because to be a good steward of the Board of Education's busing, to run a bus for one child is not financially feasible. So that statement has been made.
Okay.
Well, then, we're not,
And that statement was in the agreement that was signed by the board, I believe.
we're not a good steward then either,
Yeah.
because we have private students that get on our public school buses. And I don't believe our insurance would cover that, and there's not 10 at that school either.
No,
So-
no, like, I'm gonna say this, y'all get called and misinformed on so many things, it's frightening. You know, that bus that you're talking about begins at Jemison Elementary, it goes to Thorsby, then it stops by CCA, so there are far more than 10 children on that bus.
Well, it stops at
And-
CCA in between, but I have asked to be provided with insurance showing that private school students can ride a public school bus.
Well, the federal government requires that that service be offered, and Ms. Harrison can speak to that, because they are in this service area. That's a federal government requirement.
And it is covered by our insurance. It covers anybody on the school buses.
So that's got nothing to do with us.
Right, all federal grants, 1, 2, 3, they are all 21st century, doesn't matter what federal grant it is. We have to offer services to CCA because they are a private school in our district. They, most of them they refuse, but that is, they do participate in that one, they do participate in Title II. And especially as yes.
And that bus is not doing an extra trip to get those children. They are en route from Jemison to Clinton.
So why don't we have this program like we used to have it at every school?
I've never known this program to be this.
Well, there was an after-school program, and I know Mr. Cook used to do it.
That was run through, the trade school funding. That was not this grant.
Well, it was at Jemison, it was an after-school program at Thorsby,
That was.
and at Clinton.
That was run, no, not at Clinton. That was run through Scooter Cole through some kind of, what is the trade school funding, what do you call that?
It was a grant too.
I would think that'd be before any of our times.
That is not this program.
Michelle's been retired for a while.
Monty, speaking. Does Clinton Elementary receive any funding? Because if you, I mean, as far as any, I mean, I'm certain with the grant money you get and what the students pay, what parents pay to go there, I mean, I feel certain there are, what am I saying?
Well, it's a great
Yes.
program, but the grant is hard.
But, I mean, I guess my concern is we're using our building, we're using our buses. What are you getting out of it as the educational partner?
I can tell you what happened, I can tell you what happened when it was shut down about, when Mr. Hayden shut it down. It was not good, because we provide after-school services for a lot of children.
Families. And the grant funds do not begin to cover the cost to run their program for 350 children. The grant funds are the same whether your program is serving 45 children or whether it's serving 150 children.
Oh, okay.
And ours is serving 350 children. To stay in ratio, there is no way $150,000 does that. So that is, we request a $70 donation, which comes down to about $2.50 a day for a family. They are told upfront, and it says in our information, if you have any financial difficulties, please contact us. So if they don't contact us,
But now it's not in the pamphlet that I've seen.
well, they are given that information, Ms. Sanderson, and it was in, I don't remember if it was in the pamphlet or the parent information sheet we gave them, but they are informed of that.
Okay. But can you make sure that all the principals know that? Because I was at I don't know, it wasn't a principals meeting, but Ms. DeJarnette from Jemison was in here and I made a comment that we're talking about after-school care, and I said, you know, you do know that if you have students who need after-school care, but they can't afford it, that program is over. And she said, no. And I said, yes, ma'am, you need to contact Mr. Elkell or Ms. Patterson. I said, because there's supposed to be assistance there. So, I mean, that might be something
That's
that,
something that perhaps we haven't made clear to the principals. They signed the agreement,
I mean, I
those
realize that.
principals did. And now whether or not they read the fine print, I don't know, but I'll certainly make an effort that they know that.
But I will tell you this, just take away all that stuff. If we don't have that after-school program, there's gonna be lots and lots of families put at great, because they rely on that, so.
Well, and I will say too, Ms. Harrison's, the literacy law also requires some after-school services, which I don't know the extent of those, but I know that it is in there. So,
Can I answer this question? So if we table it now, I know you didn't even know what you want to do or whatever. Can you get us some information? So that we're,
what
So
information,
that our-
if you will make a list of the information
Yeah,
you
okay.
want, I will give you everything you ask for. But I will say this, there's a deadline to apply.
Oh, I know.
And it is a huge grant to write.
oh, I know.
So the longer you wait, the less
Yeah.
likely it will be written.
And let me say this, there are those people in this community who want to apply for those grants, who are chomping at the bit for me to say, yes, go with that.
If we
That are
don't-
way less reputable than the plan we have right now.
Yeah, they'll take it when
Let's go ahead and vote for it.
Yep.
And get the information later. For next time.
Okay, so, yeah, go ahead. Does anybody have anything else? No.
Other than I've been asking for 3 years. I'd just like to see how it's done, how much money it's taking. Is it a problem that maybe our schools, since our names don't, since our auditors don't look at it? And I love, and I don't think you're doing anything out of the ordinary, but I would like to
You're not
see
getting
how
how
much,
much you think they
I would like to see how much money's coming in, where it's going. I mean, because
I have a question.
call and say that they can't go, that they were kicked out.
Well,
Miss-
and
And it's supposed to be correct.
that disturbs me.
It does
is
me
not-
too.
And I'm really, it's not supposed to be free. It is acceptable according to their guidelines, and I can show you an EAP where it says we are approved to ask for donations. It is in there.
And look, this is not, and I say this all the time, this is not uncommon. They run these programs all over the state, all over the nation. That's why they do these things. So
They do, but the other school systems' names are on it.
Our parent, Ms. Alice, it is on there. Well, I promise you. You're wrong.
I have a question.
Ms. Sullivan.
Ms. Sullivan,
Yes, are the parents given a copy of what they signed?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are you getting this? Three? Yes. Okay, any opposed? I recuse myself. Three, and then one recusal. Three, and one. So what happened?
So I want to go on the record as saying that the after-school program was just voted down by the board. And so I will recommend at the next board meeting that the after-school program at Cotton Elementary School was voted down. So I will make a recommendation that it be reconsidered at the next board meeting.
And I would like to go on record saying that we have requested information, and I would like to get that information before the next board meeting, before you put it on there
If
again.
you give it to me in writing, we'll get whatever you ask for. And as a private taxpayer, you have the right to call the state. They give you all the information you need.
Okay. Number 9 is the YMCA summer camp field trips, usage of 2 school buses. Superintendent recommends approval for the YMCA summer camp to use 2 school buses for field trips. Mileage and drivers will be paid by the YMCA. The insurance was attached. Can I get a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation?
So moved. Second.
Oh, Mr. Smith, wait a second. Is there any discussion?
Are these buses gonna be parked there? Are they just gonna come get them as needed, or?
We do whatever you want to, Ms. Price. We can take them back and forth, or I can drive them over there myself. We can do whatever you want to do.
Well, I would really like for you to make sure that the bus drivers are employed.
As long
Because
as
you know, that has happened before. They were not an employee. We had a problem there.
they don't have to be an employee. They just have to be a certified sub driver so that they're covered by our insurance. As long as they're on our list, they're covered by our insurance. We
But
say,
that means they have to be an employee of the Board of Education.
no, ma'am, we have lots of substitute bus drivers that are not employees of the Board of Education.
But they're on our payroll, the substitutes.
They get paid as substitutes is what she
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about.
they're approved.
Because you are aware that we had one that was not even on our payroll.
No, ma'am, I'm not aware of
Well, you should have been, your superintendent.
that. Can you tell me who that was, Ms. Price?
I will when we get out of this meeting, because you know, there's liability issues with names, calling names.
Okay, I agree.
So this field trip is not related to that school program?
No, ma'am,
No.
it's during the summer. We've been doing this for, I know for 7 years, because I've been involved in transportation for the last 7.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Okay. Any opposed? And we have one recusal. Okay, so that recommendation passes. We move to number 10, which is the superintendent's report.
How'd you go?
We're gonna move to number 10, the superintendent's report. So I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Griffin.
Okay. Superintendent recommends moving the annual public meeting from May 19, 2020 to July 21st, 2020 at 5:30 due to the COVID-19 crisis.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous, that passes. So the annual meeting will be held on July the 21st, 2020 at 5:30.
Okay. The second one, superintendent recommends approval of retirement taxes, information about that individual in the retirement.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous. Do you have anything else for superintendent report? Okay, we're gonna move to number 11, old and new business. Does anyone have anything for old and new business?
I would like to know about the at-risk grant because there was an email sent to us that we might need to discuss it because nobody had filled it out, or are we gonna try and get the at-risk monies for the PAX Academy, or?
Ms. Harrison, can you provide information on that?
Sure. I didn't say nobody had filled it out. I said I don't know who's going to fill it out moving forward because that was a job that the assistant superintendent filled. And so Ms. White has been did it this time on during her contract period. And so I just made the statement that I didn't know who was going to do it moving forward. If that would fall, I don't know where they'll fall, but somebody needs to discuss it.
And I'll assign it or do it myself. We'll get it taken care of.
But it's already been filled out. I've made it now a little bit this year.
It hasn't filled out into bid for this year,
Yes, that's why,
Yeah.
like this coming up school year.
like the one we're in right
Oh, okay, okay.
So like in September, around September.
It'll be big. Yes, okay. Anyone else have anything? Okay, we're gonna move number 12, which is adjourn. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We get a second?
Second.
All in favor? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all so very much.
I'll say, he's gonna close out the. So.